and welcome to the Magical Traveling Moms podcast. My name is Tina, and I am joined by my lovely co-host, Miss Colleen, who is fresh off a Norwegian cruise, which just so happens to be our topic today. Before we get to that, let us first take a moment to thank the wonderful sponsors of our show, Mystical Dream Travel. Mystical Dream Travel is a full-service travel agency specializing in Disney destinations, cruises, all-inclusive Europe, and so much more. Ready to plan your next vacation? Be sure to reach out to the wonderful agents over at Mystical Dream Travel. You can check them out on social media or go to their website at mysticaldreamtravel.com.
Welcome to the Magical Traveling Moms podcast, where your hosts, Tina and Colleen, talk about all things travel. From theme parks to cruises to all-inclusive resorts and more, they cover news, tricks, and insider tips to inspire your travel dreams. They love to travel and want you to love it too. Find out their best-kept secrets and learn how to make your next vacation extra magical right here on the Magical Traveling Moms podcast.
Hey, Colleen, how are you? Fresh back from your Norwegian cruise on the
I know, it was so relaxing and I would like to be back there.
I know, and you went with no kids, just you and your husband.
That's right.
Which is always amazing to do. So
I know. I am the first one to preach to everyone. Like, if you do not go on a vacation at least once a year with just your significant other, or even maybe just by yourself and, with no family with you, like, you're missing out. Like, you need to do this for yourself.
Totally worth it. You need that reset, that like time away.
Oh my gosh, it's huge. Like, it really is.
And I think for kids, if you have children, they need that time away from you, even though I think they need a break sometimes.
I think my kids would agree with you. I think that they like to have a break from mom and dad. Hang out with grandma, and she's
spoiled. Yeah, exactly. Get to do whatever they want, and then you got to unspoil them when they come home. That's the downside. So let's talk about your cruise. So you were on the Norwegian Escape that sailed out of New York, correct?
It did, yeah. I love sailing out of New York City. So have you ever gotten to sail out of New York City?
I have sailed out of Cape Liberty, which is in New Jersey, which is just across the way from there. So, but I haven't done the actual port in New York City, but been.
Oh, it's so cool. I love it. Like, I love New York City and I love visiting New York City. So it's fun. And it's like right there, like by like Manhattan. It's in Manhattan, like right by Times Square. It's crazy.
Yeah, and so it's so nice and then you could tack on a few days. Tour.
You could really make a cool trip out of it. I think a lot of people do. Like, a lot of people I talked with either came early and spent time in the city before the cruise, or were staying a couple of nights after the cruise.
Yeah,
so you go see a Broadway show, or
I don't know where I'm actually going to now. By the time this post, it'll be a couple weeks in, but actually going to New York City this weekend.
So exciting. I
know, so I'm so excited. We're gonna see the Rockettes. I'm crossing it off my bucket list.
Ooh, I saw them when I was in college. It was very good. Yeah,
I've never seen them, so
we were a little sad. So while we were in New York City, we did go in the day before, and so we had most of that day to walk around the city, and I booked us a hotel right in Times Square. And we did walk around, and I was a little sad. We missed the tree going up at Rockefeller Center. It was like going to be set up like that next weekend, I think. So it wasn't. They had, of course, people were ice skating and they had lots of lights and there was other fun stuff to see, but the tree wasn't up yet, but that's okay.
Oh my goodness. So I think the tree for us goes up today, actually. So I think it's lighting. The lighting is today. So we'll get to see it. So I'm really excited. Now we are totally moving away from our topic today, which is not unusual.
No, we should talk about the cruise because the cruise is cool too.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk about the cruise. So you sailed to Bermuda.
Yeah, first time.
Oh, first time in Bermuda. Okay.
Yeah, I've never been to Bermuda before. I've never sailed to Bermuda. I've never been to Bermuda. So it's like one of those, like, it's pretty out there. I was looking at the map before we went, and it is like, there's nothing around it. There is nowhere else
around to go. So, well, before we dive into Bermuda, let's talk a little bit about the cruise ship. So you were on the Norwegian Escape, and so tell us a little bit about the room category you stayed in, and maybe let's chat a little bit about the things to do on the ship.
Yeah. Yeah. So we had an ocean view balcony stateroom.
Mhm.
It was a very nice size. Of course, there was only the two of us, but I believe our room could have slept three.
Oh,
Um,
okay.
and then some of them can sleep four as well. It just depends on whether the sofa bed is a twin or a double.
Okay.
Um, but no, it was a very nice size and everything. I was actually I meant to look up like when it had been refurbished, or I don't know if it has, because I think this ship came out in like 2016 or 18. I don't know. I can't remember now. I did look it up while I was on the ship, but everything was in really good shape. Like, it didn't feel like it needed to be renovated or anything. Like, it was very nice. The bathroom is a nice size. I love Norwegian cruise ships. I feel like the bathrooms are always like a pretty good size. Yeah. Because the shower, like a shower in a cruise stateroom sometimes is a little tiny. So
Can be a little tight.
yeah, a little tiny. But theirs is like a lot of especially their newer ships, like they have the in the corner. So, and then it has like this kind of bowed out
Oh,
door.
that's
So
nice.
yeah, it makes it feel like a lot bigger. Because there have been some cruise ships I've been on where I was like, I'm not going to fit in that shower.
I know it's like real tight. Yeah. Especially as women, if you have to shave your legs, it's not like
right. Yeah. And this ship had now it was a little chilly because it was November, and we were sailing from the Northeast, and it's pretty cold out there on the ocean as well until we got to Bermuda, and then it was a little warmer.
Of course, yes.
So we did not spend a lot of time up on the top decks. They do have pools and some water slides, and there were some hot tubs up there, but of course they were very full. So because that's pretty much all people wanted to do. But they also have like a cool outdoor like ropes course where you can like go up high, and like you can walk out on, and there's even this part that like went out like over the water, and I was like, no, thank you.
That would be, I don't know if I could do
Maybe
it.
if it had been warm. I don't know. I think it was just like it was windy and cold, and I was like, I don't know if I'm willing to do that right now. But yeah, so I honestly don't know how busy the top of the ship ever was, because we really went up there just a couple times to check it out.
Oh yeah, because it's so cold and windy. I don't blame
Yeah,
you.
we opted, of course, we didn't have the kids with us either, so that was a plus, but we opted to purchase passes to the spa instead.
I know. I saw your photos. You were in there quite a bit. I don't blame you.
Oh yeah, no, you have to make use of that spa pass, I'm telling you. And I will say, I know for a fact on this sailing that sold out. And I think part of it is because it was a colder cruise, and that was like the best indoor space to like go swimming. They had a pool. Well, it was really kind of like a giant hot tub, I will actually say.
Okay. Nice.
But and then they had like a couple of actual hot tubs, but then the hydrotherapy pool was heated like a hot tub.
Nice.
I was amazing. And then they had several rooms that you could go into. That there was like an ice room and a salt room, and they had a steam room and the saunas, and then the heated lounge chairs. And in addition to being the warmest, nicest place to go swimming or hang out in a hot tub on the ship, it's located in the front of the ship, and the whole front is just the glass windows.
Oh,
so it actually had an amazing view. Yeah, so it was, and that's where all the heated lounge chairs are set up. So when you're laying on your heated lounge chair, it's like everything you see is just the ocean in front of you. So yeah, this ship had a very sizable casino. I noted, which we're not big casino people, but I made a note of it because I was like, if someone is into casinos, this ship had like, it was like all like within like the center part of the ship. Like, a lot of times the casino is like this one area, like down at the bottom of the ship. No, their casino like was like large and went on and on in all different areas.
Wow, nice.
Yeah, so they had a lot. And they had some good shows that were there including they did like a Wheel of Fortune kind of, it's like a
that's
game
fun.
show,
Yeah.
sort of like, it's not like bingo, but you know, you have to pay to play, I guess, is to
Oh,
do
okay.
it.
I get
Yeah.
that.
So it's more audience interactive, which is kind of cool. But they had a lot of fun stuff. Norwegian does a great job, I think, with the variety of entertainment. Like they had comedians, they had live musicians, they had karaoke, but then they also had shows in the theater. They
Yeah.
had an illusionist guy
Ooh, that'd
came.
be fun.
He was there a couple of nights, and that was really cool. And then one of the things they have, which I was like, oh, I wonder if this is on most of the Norwegian ships because I'd never experienced it before. But they have this thing called the Supper Club,
Oh,
and you can make a reservation, and it's included, right? Like, so it's another place you can have dinner, but you
okay.
have to make a reservation. There's limited capacity, and there is a show. It's like a show and dinner. So there's like, and while
Fun.
we were on this cruise, there was 2 different shows that they had in the Supper Club. So some nights it was one
Go.
show. Yeah. So, but it was like live, like music, different kinds of music.
Oh, that would
5
be
p.m.
fun.
Yes, but I thought that was kind of cool, like just like a little more upscale feeling, you know, like you're at a fancy restaurant with a live band and
And the fact
whatnot.
that it's
But
included too makes it nice.
I know, right? I was surprised at that.
Yeah, I am too.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Now that I'm saying that, I'm like, maybe it would have been your specialty dining credit. I think that's now that I'm
Oh,
saying
yeah, it's part of your credit. Okay.
now that I'm saying, because we actually didn't get a reservation for it because well, we had a very packed schedule. So it was like none of the nights worked for us to go. But now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, no, I think the girl did tell me you would have to use a specialty
Yeah,
dining.
so you'd have to pay for that.
But you should have at least one specialty dining credit, probably
On every cruise.
on
Yeah.
every cruise. Yeah.
With Norwegian.
So I guess maybe that's why in my mind I was thinking it was included because
Yeah, probably because
Norwegian does that. They like, oh, here, have, and then you think, oh, it's all included, but it's not really. But
yeah, I was
it
just
feel like it is.
yeah, so I was just gonna say Norwegian Cruise Line has a great option, which makes it a great benefit, I think, with cruising is that depending on the stateroom categories that you book, you actually can get certain things included in your cruise, and you just have to pay like the taxes and service fees on them.
Yeah, the gratuities or
yeah, stuff like that. So you can get your dining, you can get your drink package, you know, included and things like that. So that makes it really nice because then you're not buying things a la carte.
Right. Yes. No. Well, and specialty dining, of course, you know me and food. Like I love all of the gourmet food and whatnot. So I love that added value with Norwegian that you're going to get the specialty dining credit pretty much. You know, everybody goes with that option. And like you said, depending on your stateroom category and how long your cruise is, determines how many credits you get. But like we had 2 credits for this particular cruise to eat in specialty dining, so we could pick. But then you can add on more. And it's not a bad price. Okay, so you can add on ahead of time. You can add other nights of specialty dining, or you can add it on the ship. Once you're on the ship, you can still add the specialty dining. I think it broke down to like $40.
Yeah, specialty dining is not as expensive as people think it is.
Oh,
and
no,
for
$40 per person to eat at the specialty dining places, like that's, I mean, and it's really good.
Yeah,
and you get a lot of food.
Yeah, and it's quality food, and it's an experience. A lot of the restaurants are an experience, and they're high end. So, you know, so they're more of a luxury style dining, depending on, you know, which one you choose. So,
they have some things that are more casual. I mean, the food is still amazing, but the atmosphere is more casual. But yeah, and I think that was the onboard price that worked out to like if you added 2 more nights, it would be like $40 per person per dinner. But if you did it ahead of time, I'm pretty sure there's a discounted rate. Like you get
I'm sure
to add it on ahead of time. And the Norwegian Free at Sea program, it really adds a lot of value. And like you know, we've mentioned, depending on what room category you book, you get so many options, but other things you can choose are the drink package.
Yes.
It's huge, right? So we had the drink package and the 2 specialty dining credits and the Wi-Fi. So it was great. You know, everything we wanted basically.
Yes, and that's one of the things I love about Norwegian for sure is being able to put that all together.
Yeah.
And like you said, it is really a great value. So
Yeah.
let's shift. So you brought up restaurants and dining.
Yeah.
I know it's your favorite topic. So let's talk about the food on this particular cruise.
Yeah, so we try to try as much as possible, of
Yes.
course, you know me.
Mhm.
And we did dine at the buffet a few times.
Okay.
It's a very good size buffet. And of course, the buffet is available like breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we ate there for breakfast a couple of times, lunch the first day, like when we first got on the ship, and then for dinner one night as well.
Nice.
So we tried to try all the meals, right? And it was really good. You get decent amount of options, decent amount of places to sit. That's always my biggest thing with buffets is that like you can't ever find a table,
No.
and nobody wanted to eat outside. And I thought it was a good size, like for the amount of
Mhm.
people that were there. And then we did get room service one morning because, you have to try out the room service.
Absolutely.
And we love to have coffee in the morning. And on most cruise lines, Norwegian included, the only way really, unless you're staying like in a concierge room or something, the only way you can get coffee in your room is to order it.
Yeah, room
They
service.
come room service, and they have those pages like the menu for continental breakfast. You can fill out, hang on your stateroom door by like 11 or something, and then you say what time you want it to come. So I actually like to use it also as almost like a wake up call.
Yeah, you gotta get, it's coming, so you got to be up. Yeah.
It's coming, you got to be up. And you do want to make sure you take the do not disturb off of your room, because they won't knock on your door if you have do not disturb on.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Sometimes
true.
they'll call you because they'll be like, we're trying to deliver your stuff, but you have do not disturb us.
Yes. So you actually have, you need to get
You
up.
have to get up and turn that off at least. Yeah.
Yeah. So what did
Um,
you eat in the main dining room?
yes. So we ate in the main dining room for one dinner, and then we went there for lunch a couple of times as
Okay.
well. I like Norwegian has one big main dining room,
Mhm.
which we did eat in for dinner one night. And then, and like a lot of ships, I feel like have the two large main dinings,
Yes.
but Norwegian takes the second large dining and breaks it up into two. So
Mhm.
they have the same menu, right? Like they all have the same food, the same menu,
Yes.
but they're smaller, more intimate spaces.
Mhm.
And so it doesn't feel like you're in this giant cavernous dining hall,
Yes.
right? It's like nice and like you're in a restaurant, like you feel like you're in a nice restaurant, even though
Mhm.
it's just the main dining room.
Yes.
But it's good. And I love all of the food and main dining. And what the best part is, you can order everything, anything you want, right?
Yeah, if you don't like it, you can order something else. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like it's, if you want to try more than one appetizer or more than one dessert, like go
Mhm.
ahead, get them all.
Yeah.
And
Yep, exactly.
but yeah, that was great. And then for specialty dining, we chose, now we were there for my husband's birthday, was
Mhm.
while during the cruise. So
Oh,
I let him
nice.
pick for his birthday dinner. I'm like, where do you want to eat? And
Mhm.
he picked a French restaurant, La
Ooh,
Bistro, which
nice.
I
How
was
was it?
surprised about. I thought he would have picked the Italian.
I would have
I
went for
I
Italian.
know.
So.
But we did eat at the Italian for our second dinner. We did go to the,
Nice, nice, nice.
but on his birthday, we went to La Bistro. And I loved, they had, where La Bistro was the the floor, like the ceiling went all the way up like 5 decks or something right
Oh,
there, right?
nice.
So it was like an atrium,
Mhm.
right? In that area. It was like right in the center of the ship.
Mhm.
And they had like little outdoor seating. So it really felt like a French cafe, right? Like when you walked through there, they had some potted trees and then all the tables outside. So you felt like you were actually like in a little Paris cafe.
Oh, nice, nice.
And the both restaurants were amazing. Our meals were fantastic, and the staff was amazing. I will say on the ship, all of the staff members were really, really great. Yeah.
Oh,
So
good. They always are. I love a good cruise.
I know,
So
right?
let's dive a little bit into Bermuda. So that's where you went. So it did dock overnight.
I love these overnight ports.
Yes.
First time we did that was in Hawaii, which
Yes.
is also a Norwegian cruise. And we had
Mhm.
2 overnights. And that was my first time ever having that. And then we did the same with Bermuda, of course, because there isn't really anywhere else to go. other than Bermuda, it's not like there's somewhere else nearby. They just do the 2 days in Bermuda. And I love it because you really get to experience so much more. So we got to do 2 excursions and see 2 parts of the island. Bermuda was beautiful. I was blown away how nice it was. Bermuda is a British colony, so it's still like a territory of Britain. And it's just super nice. Everything is very clean and picturesque and beautiful little houses in all different colors and little windy streets. And where the port is very nice. There's a lot of really great shopping. And so the first day we did an excursion to a place called Crystal Caves.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's this really cool underground cavern, and some boys found it many years ago. They were looking for their lost cricket ball, and they went down some hole and found like this huge cave, and there's like an underground like tributary under there. And then they have all of the stalagmites and stalactites, and it's stunning. So they've obviously done a lot to help people be able to go in there. And there's a nice entryway, very easy to walk down, and then nice staircase. And then they've built like these platforms on the water that you can walk out on. So it's not huge inside, but it's beautiful. And then they have lights. They've put lights in so they can light it all up and make it look really pretty. But it was very nice. And then we went to this nature preserve in an area near there that had 6 interconnected beaches.
Okay.
And now granted, it's November, like it's not the tourist season in Bermuda. It was not probably very busy on the islands. There was nobody at these beaches.
Wow.
I mean, it was, like Matt and I walked most of the path. I don't think we went to all 6 beaches, but we went to most of them. And that we would be like the only people on the beach.
Oh, wow. That's nice though.
No, it was, I mean, we didn't go swimming. It was a little chilly for us to go swimming. Other people went swimming though. But it was beautiful. I mean, the water was that beautiful turquoise blue, and the sand was white and some of it pinkish. Like a lot of the beaches on Bermuda have like a pinkish.
Ooh, pretty. I like it.
And I don't know, it was just like a picture postcard. Like everywhere I looked, it was like you wanted to just take a picture of it, and that it was beautiful. And then the second day we did a Segway tour, which I've never done. I've never gone on a Segway before. I don't know if you have.
I haven't. It's been on my list. So we have it locally, and I'm just like having.
Oh yeah,
So I would love to do it. I used to do it at Epcot, and I would love to do it down there too. Though.
Oh really? Oh,
a long time ago. Yeah.
No kidding. I could see why maybe they stopped doing it.
Yeah.
But it was fun. Like once you got the hang of it, like the guy who was awesome, the tour guide, the first like 20 minutes, you're just like acclimating to this.
Yeah, trying to like, can I do it?
Yeah, exactly. It's very neat. But then we just went off and like went down the street, and we went to this beach called Sea Glass Beach.
Ooh.
And he told us a lot about the history of the island. The island is surrounded by many coral reefs.
Oh.
And so for a long time, sailors couldn't figure out how to get to the island, and there's like hundreds of shipwrecks all around the island because they would start to come in and they would hit those reefs underwater and sink their ships. So eventually they figured out a way to come. There's like literally a couple of ways that you can come in and not get shipwrecked.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
And because there's all of these shipwrecks that have happened, there's all of this glass and has washed up over the years onto this beach, and the ocean has worn it down, right? Like that's what sea glass is basically. It's just the ocean beat down like glass that was in the ocean. And the whole beach is covered in glass. Yeah.
Boy.
So, like it's a little dangerous. I'm not gonna lie. Most of it is worn down. Most of it's worn down to like be like sea glass, but you do want to watch where you're walking. And people have made like little memorials and like put glass in like rocks and concrete to say things. And it was very interesting. Like, but
I would say that sounds like it
from the beach. Yeah, it was just really neat to see. So, and then we just went around. I could have ridden that Segway all around the island. It was very fun.
Oh, nice. It looked like that would be fun. A great way to see it too. So,
Yeah, yo, it was beautiful. And we went to, there's a lot of British pubs.
oh yes, I
in
bet. I bet.
Bermuda. And it was fantastic. There was a lot of really good food. So I honestly, I would go back to Bermuda, maybe even just to stay in Bermuda, but there's not a lot. Like, I think tourism is their biggest industry, but it's not
Yeah.
like there's a lot of resorts or hotels. There's a
Mhm.
couple, but not.
So they rely a lot on the cruise ships to come
I
in.
think they do rely a lot on the cruise ships because, yeah, there's only like a couple of hotels really that are on the island. Yeah, it's not a very big island.
No, I didn't think it was, but I mean, it looks beautiful. I saw your pictures
My gosh,
and
it's
it
gorgeous.
looked stunning. So I definitely have to add that uh
Yes, I would
to the
definitely
list.
do it, especially because so many cruises, I feel like in your area, like if you want to go out of Boston or Cape Liberty, like you're saying, or New York City, like most of them will go to Bermuda.
Yeah, absolutely. And for us here in Pennsylvania, it's an easy drive. It's about
Yeah.
4 to 6 hour drive, depending on how fast or slow you drive to New York and New Jersey. So it's not bad. So it's definitely not a bad drive. So it's a nice,
No.
easy. So it sounds like an amazing cruise. And if you want to actually see more about Colleen's experience on the Norwegian Escape, I definitely would head over to her Mystical Dream Travel page. So either on Facebook or Instagram, and you can see all the pictures and all the details. Colleen really shares a lot more detail on everything on all her vacations. So make sure you check that out. So thank you everybody for joining and listening today. Be sure to hit that notification button so that you never miss an episode. And thank you so much for those that follow us on social media. And if you have a topic that you would like for us to talk about, or you have a question about Norwegian Cruise Line and their destinations, feel free to reach out to the wonderful agents at Mystical Dream Travel, and they can hook you up on some very fabulous cruises with Norwegian Cruise Line. So until next time, may all of your vacations be extra magical.